Hi students, in previous class we have learnt refraction through plane surface. In this class we learn refraction through a parallel slab. So here take one glass slab of thickness T. So from the glass slab one object is placed at a distance d meters. How refraction takes place and what is the final image position of the object and how much shift takes place, we have to calculate these points. So actually, suppose this object, you take it as O, is placed at a distance of x meters from the I. Then this object appears at x distance only, because object and I both are in same medium. In between them there is no change in the medium, so that's why there is no change in the object position from the I. Now I introduced one glass slab in between I and object. Then what is the position of the object? At which position it appears to the eye? And what shift it takes place? Now we calculate that. So to calculate this, actually light ray travels from object and first incident on the slab. So one light ray is coming like this and incident on the glass slab. So actually this is the original position. Actually light ray going like this. Here what happened? Light ray first incident on the first surface of the glass slab. It refracted into the glass slab. So refracted. To draw the refracted ray, first we should draw normal. Here this is normal. What happened? Light ray travels from rarer medium to denser medium. It bends toward the normal. So light ray travels from one medium to another medium. It changes its path due to changing speed. So assume this medium refractive index is taken as En1 and refractive index of glass slab is taken as En2. At first surface what happened? It bend toward the normal. So that's why light ray bended like this at the normal and going like this. Actually this is the original path, but due to change in speed it bended like this. Because of this bending, so it forms a image at some other point. If we extended back these lines will meet the axis and they form image at some other point. Here its image is formed. This is taken as I1. So what is the I1 distance? How to calculate? Here understood now. So light ray travels from one medium to another medium. It bends. So this is said to be angle of incident. This is said to be angle of refraction. So it bended toward the normal because it traveled from rarer medium to denser medium. Next. So at first surface what happened? So at first surface, what is the image distance from the first surface? So from the first surface, image distance is equal to we know object distance into N2 by N1. So here object distance is equal to d meters from the first surface. So object distance d into n1. In which medium it first travels, that medium refractive index. So n1 is equal to n1 we should take, and n2 into which medium light refractive, that medium refractive index n2. So this is the image distance I1. Now this image act as a object for the second surface. This image act as a object for the second surface. So this light ray is going and incident on the second surface like this. What happened? Here it travels from again one medium to another medium. We should draw one normal at that point. Here. This is the normal. So with what angle light ray incident? With same angle light ray will refract. So with what angle light ray is incident? With the same angle light ray will refract. So light ray bends away from the normal. So bends away from the normal, and it forms image at another point. So if you extend it back, after second refraction, it forms image here. This image is taken as I. Clear? This image acts as object for the second surface. So here light ray travels from this medium to this medium. It bends away from the normal because glass slab is the denser medium and surrounding medium is taken as the rarer medium. Bends away. So this is incident ray. This one is refracted ray, and emergent ray, this one. If you extend it back, this emergent ray, it forms image. This image is a virtual image. So what is this image distance from the second surface? So from the second surface, what is the object distance? So first I am writing from second surface. From the second surface, object distance is equal to this is the object for the second surface. This distance is equal to I1. So this distance is equal to, take it as I1. Image distance. First image distance taken as I1, or we may take it as a D1 also. D1 also we take. If you take I1 is equal to D1, then object distance for the second surface is equal to D1 plus T. D1 plus T is the object distance for the second surface. For this surface, this I1 acts as the object. So here this distance is the object distance. So D1 plus T is the object distance. And here, or what about image distance? So final image is formed here. So final image distance from the second surface is equal to final image distance. This one is taken as D2. So write it as a D2. So object distance, this is the formula. Image distance, again we should use this formula. Image distance D2 is equal to object distance. Object distance is D1 plus T into N1. First light ray travels in this medium, from this medium to this medium. So first traveled in N1, so that's why N2. N1 is equal to N2, and N2 is equal to N1 we can get. So from this, D2 is equal to D1 plus T into N1 by N2. This is the image distance from the second surface. Now we want to calculate a shift in the slab. Okay, now how much shifted? So this shift, object to image This is called shift. So here shift is equal to object distance from the second surface minus object distance from the second surface. How much? D plus T. This is the object distance from the second surface minus image distance from the second surface, that is equal to D2. So from this we can write D plus T minus D2. D2 is equal to D1 plus T. D1 plus T into but we know D1 is equal to D into N2 by N1. Substitute there, then we can get shift is equal to D plus T minus D1. D1 is equal to D into N2 by N1 plus T into N1 by N2. Multiply, then we get D plus T minus D into N2 by N1 into N1 by N2 minus T into N1 by N2 we can get. N2, N1 get cancelled. Then we get D plus T minus D into N1 by N2 we can get. Here DD get cancelled. If you take T minus T into N1 by N2. If we take T common, then we get 1 minus N1 by N2. So this is the formula to calculate the shift. Shift is equal to T into 1 minus N1 by N2. Suppose N1 is equal to 1 and N2 is equal to N. If N1 is equal to 1 and N2 is equal to N, so then finally shift is equal to, so we can write 1 by N. So shift is equal to T into 1 minus 1 by N we can write. So from this formula, sometimes they may ask thickness of the glass slab. So from this formula we can calculate thickness of the glass slab. T is equal to shift by 1 minus 1 by N. This is the formula to calculate the thickness of the glass slab. In same way we can calculate refractive index. So to calculate the refractive index formula from this shift by thickness of the glass slab T is equal to 1 minus 1 by N. Take this side, 1 by N is equal to 1 minus shift by thickness of the glass slab T. Finally we can write N is equal to, refractive index is equal to thickness of the glass slab by thickness of the glass slab minus shift. So this is the formula to calculate the refractive index in this case. In which direction shift takes place? So here if you observe, the shift takes place in the direction of light ray. So light ray travels from left to right. So this shift also takes place toward the right. So that means we can say that along the light ray direction, or here in this case toward the glass slab. Is the shift takes place always toward the glass slab? So we will check another condition. Is it possible or not? Always it is traveling toward the glass slab, or in which direction it is traveling. So here this object is a real object. In case of real object, this is the formula for the shift, and this shift takes place toward the glass slab. Next. So in previous case we discussed object is real object. Now we discuss virtual object case. So a light ray, the converging beam of light ray incident on the glass slab. So this is the converging beam. If you extended this, it appears forms a object is here. This object distance is taken as a d meters from the second slab you take. Here thickness of the slab is taken as t meters. Thickness t, and object is at a distance of d meters from the second surface, or we can take same distance from the first surface also, d meters. So first we take its distance d meters from the first surface where its image is formed. To trace the image, first we should draw one normal at the point of incidence. Here this is the point of incidence. So actually light ray travel from rarer medium to denser medium. Rarer to denser, it bend toward the normal. Instead of this, it bend toward the normal. So it bends like this. And it forms image at this position. This one is taken as I1. What is the I1 distance? I1 distance from the first surface. I1 distance from the first surface is taken as D1. That is taken as D1. Here, what is the image distance? We know image distance is equal to object distance into n2 by n1. Here image distance is taken as d1, that is equal to object distance d meters into first light ray travels in medium of refractive index n1, after it enter into medium of refractive index n2. So d1 is equal to d into n2 by n1. Next, again we should draw one normal here. In this case, light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium. Denser to rarer, bend away from the normal. That's why light ray travels like this. And finally it forms image at this position. This is taken as I. In this case, this image acts as a object for the second surface, and final image is formed here from the second surface. So for second surface, object distance is equal to what is the object distance? So from the second surface, this is the object distance. So that means object distance is equal to d1 minus t, we can write. So because from surface to here, this is the object distance. So total distance is d, from this we subtract t. So d1 is equal to d into n2 by n1 minus t. This is object distance. But what about image distance? Image distance is equal to object distance into, this is actual formula, n2 by n1. So object distance is equal to d into n2 by n1 minus t into, first light ray travels in a medium of refractive index n2. So that's why here n2, here n1 we can get. Understood here? So n1, n2 means n1, refractive index of medium in which light ray travels first. Here first travels here in this refraction. So we can write like this. From this multiply, then we get d into n2 by n1 into n1 by n2 minus t into n1 by n2. Both get cancelled. Finally we can get d minus t into n1 by n2. So this is the image distance from the second surface. Now we want to calculate a shift. Shift from O to T is called a shift. So here shift is equal to, here object distance from the second surface. This is the image distance from the second surface. So image distance from the second surface minus object distance from the second surface. For example, you take this point is taken as A and this one is taken as B. So then shift is equal to, we can write BI minus BO. BI is equal to, this is the image distance, D minus T into N1 by N2 formula minus PO. This is equal to, this total is D, AB is the T. So this remaining BO is equal to D minus T we can get. So from that D minus T into N1 by N2 minus D, minus of minus becomes plus T. DD get cancelled. If we take common T, 1 minus N1 by N2 we can get. In this, if N1 is 1, N2 is equal to N. If N1 is equal to 1, N2 is equal to N, then finally shift is equal to T into 1 minus 1 by N we can write. So for real object or virtual object, shift is the same formula. Shift takes place due to the slab. But in which direction it shifts? So here it shifts in this direction, away from the glass slab. In previous class case, it is toward the glass slab. In a real object case, shift is towards the glass slab. In virtual object, shift is away from the glass slab. But if you observe, in both cases, the shift takes place towards along the light ray direction. Along light ray direction. Here light ray travels from left to right. So shift also towards the right. Next. Shift due to multiple glass slabs. Here we place a number of glass slabs. Suppose This one refractive index is taken as n1 and its thickness is taken as t1. Next, another glass slab of refractive index is n2 and the thickness is taken as t2. Next glass slab you take third one. Refractive index is n3 and thickness is taken as t3. Next, another glass slab you take. Its refractive index is n4 and the thickness is t4, like this. So then shift due to multiple glass slabs. So already we know shift due to each glass slab. So add them, then we get so suppose shift due to first slab. So that is taken as S1. S1 is equal to T1 into 1 minus 1 by N1 we can get. S2 is equal to shift due to second slab T2 into 1 minus 1 by N2. S3 is equal to T3 into 1 minus 1 by N3. In same way we can write. So net shift is equal to N1 S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4. Suppose more than 4 are there, plus 5 plus 6 we can write. So finally we can write T1 into 1 minus 1 by N1 plus T2 into 1 minus 1 by N2 plus T3 into 1 minus 1 by N3 plus T4 into 1 minus 1 by N4. In same way, for N slabs also we can write formula. Next, we calculate lateral displacement of emergent beam through a glass slab. So this lateral displacement, or call it as a lateral shift. Here I am taking one glass slab of refractive index N2 and refractive index of surrounding medium is taken as N1. Here what happened? Well, beam light ray is incident on the glass slab at point O. O is taken as a point of incidence. Here, if glass slab is not there, this is the original path of the light ray. Now what happened? Whenever it is incident on the glass slab, first we should draw one normal. Here, the thickness of the glass slab is taken as T. That is the normal. So light ray travel from rarer medium to denser medium. Rarer to denser, it bend toward the normal. So it bend toward the normal, bended like this. Here, this is the angle of incident I, and here this angle is taken as angle of refraction. This one is R, and this angle is equal to I minus R. And it incident at a point B on the other surface of the glass slab. This point is taken as B. Again at point B, we should draw one more normal. Now, what happened? Light ray travel from denser medium to rarer medium. It bends away from the normal. So, light ray is bended like this. If we observe, this incident beam and emergent beam both are parallel to each other. But instead of this path, it shifts to certain distance. So the perpendicular distance between these two lines is called lateral displacement. So here this is the perpendicular distance, it making an angle 90 degrees. This point is taken as some point C, and this point is taken as EL. Here, two right angle triangles are there. From that, we can calculate this lateral displacement. This lateral displacement is taken as small d. BC is equal to small d. We want to calculate this small d value. So to calculate the small d value from the triangle, right angle triangle OCB, from this we can write sin I minus R is equal to sin I minus R is equal to opposite side D by hypotenuse. OB is the hypotenuse. So from this D is equal to OB into sin I minus R, because here this is the right angle. So the side which is opposite to right angle is act as hypotenuse. This is angle opposite to angle is opposite side. So D, but we don't know OB value. So to calculate OB value, we know ON value. ON is equal to thickness of the glass slab. So this is act as a adjacent side. So here another triangle is there. So from the triangle ONB, right angle triangle, cos R is equal to adjacent side ON divided by hypotenuse OB. From this, OB is equal to ON by cos R. ON is equal to, O to N is equal to thickness of the glass slab. So we can write T by cos R we can write. So finally we can write lateral displacement. Displacement D is equal to, OB means T by cos R, T by cos R into sin I minus R. This is the formula. So same formula we can write for small angles. Sin I is equal to I and cos R is equal to 1. For small angles, sin I is equal to I and cos R is equal to 1. Substitute, then we get D is equal to T into I minus R. If we take I common, then we get 1 minus R by I into I we can write. So, but we know sin I by sin R is equal to mu. Sin I by sin R is equal to mu. From this, for small angle, sin I is equal to I, sin R is equal to R. So from that we can write D is equal to Ti into 1 minus 1 by mu we can write. So this is the lateral displacement for small angles formula.